Full moons were special times in Silver Lake Village, not because of any particular folklore or legend associated with the lunar cycle, but because every full moon, the lake did something strange. Its usually placid waters would shimmer with a strange silver light, reflecting the moon above so brightly that the lake itself looked like a sheet of metal. Stories spread among the villagers about a magical island that emerged from the lake only at midnight. An island cloaked in white mist where shadows had no purchase and whispers drifted on the wind. Nobody could say what these whispers were, who they belonged to, or where they came from. But the villagers were unanimous in their warnings. Stay away. And for the most part, the villagers did. They steered clear of the lake after sunset, for fear of what might happen if they didn't. There were, however, a few curious souls who couldn't help but wonder about the whispers of the strange island. Among them were two friends, Ethan and Clara, whose curiosity about the lake only grew after hearing the villagers' stories. As they talked, sitting by the hearth in Ethan's home one night, Ethan said, "I wish we could go out there and see what's going on. Just once." "Don't be silly," Clara said with a laugh. "What would we do? Go swimming with the moon?" Ethan grinned. "Why not? I'm tired of being scared of everything out there. Let's take a boat out there. We'll be fine." "But what if we're not?" Ethan didn't answer. Instead, he got up, went over to his window and stared out at the lake, which was already shimmering under the full moon, its surface like a sheet of silver. The next day, Ethan told his mother that he and Claire were going fishing. Then he hurried to his boat, hidden away in the tall grasses at the edge of the lake. There, he found Clara waiting for him, her hair braided and tied securely against the breeze. She wore a simple tunic and sturdy trousers. Her eyes shone with excitement as she asked, "Are you sure about this, Ethan? Do you think we'll be all right?" He nodded grimly, knowing that only one way to find out. He helped her into the boat, and they pushed off from the shore. As they rowed out into the open water, the moonlight reflecting in their faces, Clara suddenly exclaimed, "Look!" In the distance, an island was rising from the lake. A thin veil of mist hung about it, giving it an ethereal quality. They sped up, eager to reach the island, though how long it took them to get there, they couldn't say. It seemed like just a few minutes, yet it could have been hours. Time seemed to have stopped. All that mattered was the island, which now loomed before them, closer than ever. They saw the trees glowing faintly, as if lit from within. Their leaves shimmered with silvery light, which dripped from their branches like moonlight. It was beautiful, yet terrifying. Clara gripped the side of the boat, her face ashen. "Ethan," she whispered urgently, "we should turn back." "No," he said quietly, his eyes fixed on the island. "We have to go in." Fear flickered across Claire's face. But what if it's dangerous? What if those whispers are true? She gestured to the surrounding mist, which now seemed to writhe and twist. The wind picked up, carrying with it the sound of rustling leaves and the distant lapping of waves. But above it all, they heard something else, a soft, unintelligible voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. "Turn back while you still can. Don't tempt the moon's embrace." The voice sent shivers down their spines, but Ethan didn't waver. He guided the boat towards the nearest patch of land and began to row. As they neared the island, the moonlight grew brighter, bathing the world in silver. They could see the outlines of the trees against the shimmering sky, but nothing more. It was as if the island was hiding itself from them, revealing only what it wanted them to see. Suddenly the mist cleared, and what they saw made their blood run cold. Before them lay a clearing, and in the middle, bathed in moonlight, stood an ancient tree. Its gnarled branches reached towards the sky like skeletal fingers. Its leaves were gone, and its bark was a sickly gray. Beneath the tree lay a flat stone, and on it was carved an intricate design. When they were close enough, they could make out the design more clearly. It was a circle divided into 6 sections, each containing a symbol they didn't recognize. The center of the circle was a pentagram, and surrounding it was the inscription, "Beware the moon's embrace." As they watched, the branches of the tree began to move, twisting and turning until they formed a crude humanoid shape. Then the tree swayed again, and the shape became clearer. It was a woman, her arms outstretched, as if in invitation. She beckoned to them from beneath the tree. Clara screamed and tried to pull away, but Ethan grabbed her arm. "We have to go to the tree," he said urgently. "That's what this is all about." He pulled her with him out of the boat and onto the grass. Together, they stumbled towards the tree, their bare feet sinking into the soft earth. The woman in the branches rustled again and beckoned to them, and they hurried towards her, drawn by some unseen force. Beneath the tree they saw that the slab had also changed. What was once blank now bore two names carved into it. The first was Clara. She gasped, her face draining of color. How could they have known her name? Before she could answer, Ethan called out, "Who's there? Show yourself!" A raspy voice echoed through the branches. "I am the guardian of this place. You have trespassed on sacred ground." "Why are we here?" Ethan shouted back. "Why did you call us?" "You came willingly. You heard my song and followed me here." "We want to go home." "You cannot leave now. You belong to the moon." The branches creaked and groaned, and the tree swayed, casting long, distorted shadows on the ground. The moonlight grew blinding, and the whispering voices seemed to come from all around them. "Turn back, while you still can," they hissed. "Don't tempt the moon's embrace." Clara fell to her knees, sobbing. "Ethan, I'm scared." He put his arm around her shoulder and squeezed her hand. "It's all right. We'll be fine," he lied. Suddenly the island lurched. The ground shook beneath their feet, and the tree creaked ominously. The moonlight was blinding, and the whispering voices seemed to come from all around them. "Now you belong to the moonlight forever." And then everything vanished into mist. Their boat never returned to Silver Lake Village, and nobody ever saw Ethan and Clara again. Some villagers claimed they heard a faint melody drifting across the lake on moonlit nights, a song that lured unsuspecting travelers to their doom. Others said they saw the ghostly figures of Ethan and Clara on the shores of the lake, forever searching for a way home. But most agreed that it was best not to listen too closely to the whispers of the lake or to venture too far into its mist. For some things are best left unknown, and some places are best left unexplored. For in the heart of Silver Lake lay a power beyond human understanding, a power that whispered to those who dared to listen and embraced those who dared to enter its domain.